What's up? What's up? What's up, all day family? Thank you for being here. Thanks for joining the live stream. We're trying to go live in more places than ever before. We are possibly live, Lofa, on our YouTube, on your X account, on our Instagram, and on my Instagram, if we can get all of this to work at the same time.
Look at us. Right.
Just
how far we've come.
Crazy. Live in 5 different places at the exact same time. It's the All Day Podcast. Welcome, everybody. I'm Brett. That's Lofa, Seahawks legend, former All-Pro. This is my actual beanie from your playing days, Lofa. My mom bought me this thing circa 05, 06.
It was there in 05.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've worn this thing snowboarding so many times. So,
taking great care of it. Good for you.
Thanks, man. Vintage, everybody. We're vamping a bit, letting the viewers fill up, letting the chat fill up. Hit up the chat with where you're watching from, what you're doing today on your Thursday. Once again, we appreciate you guys being here. 2 p.m. on a Thursday. How many of you are picking up your kids and sitting in that car pickup line? Make sure you're not driving. Pull over before you watch. But thank you all for being here. On this episode, there's tons of Seahawks trade rumors to talk about. There's Seahawks free agents to talk about. There is Seahawks cap space, or lack thereof, to talk about. And then there is the Seahawks Southwest, which is the Raiders, to talk about. Because I'm obsessed with Pete Carroll and the Raiders. And you know what? Alina and everybody else, it seems like most Seahawks fans are okay talking about the Raiders right now. There doesn't seem to be that bitter hate that there used to be, Lofa, from the Bo Jackson days.
Well, I mean, Josh Jacob days, I still have PTSD from that 80-yard run in overtime when I finally would have hit the score prediction challenge right on the money. Would have had it.
I was this close, man.
Right. Look, we even have the black and white on, not silver, black and white.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm my upper left USA. Shout out Simply Seattle. And shout out to Chris Anderson. I think he was the first viewer here today. What's up, Chris? I see you in the chat. Shout out to Razor Raman.
Yeah. Ram Deep.
Watching from Vancouver, Canada, says this is the best podcast ever. Thanks, man. 12's for life.
Yeah,
watching
let's go.
here.
12 weeks till Draftmas. I like that.
Hey, shout out right off the top to our sponsor, Bet Online. Go to betonline.ag on the browser. Go to Bet Online on the mobile app. If you're wagering on anything in the world of sports, do it with Bet Online. They also have a 24/7 online casino that never closes. Use our promo code
Believe, spelled BLEAV.
That's right. You get a welcome bonus with your first deposit at Bet Online when you use our promo code Believe. I'm also talking slowly because I think they have some updated big game copy, Lofa. You know what I mean?
What? Yeah. Yes, I think Katie may have.
Yeah, this is the kind of copy they send you when the big game is going on. They go, it's the biggest betting weekend for the big game. Go to Bet Online to get all the big game bets. You guys know what game I'm talking about. Bet Online, the game starts here. Thank them for their sponsorship. Lofa, right off the bat, Lofa and the chat. Shall we talk upcoming or current Seahawks free agents? Is that where you want to start today with some Seahawks stuff? I think we have a graphic to put up here. I just kind of want to know, as you look at this list, who is it that, who's a must keep? Who's a must retain here? Just right off the bat, as you look at it, we got Jaron Reed's on there, Pharaoh Brown, Kayvon Wallace, our guy, former guest of the show, Artie Burns, Ernest Jones. That's a must.
Yeah. I think the name that jumps out the most, Ernest Jones. And we didn't really give up. Like, right, what did we get? Well, I forget what the details were, but I think it was a 4th and Baker, right? But his play has been phenomenal. So we got to get him squared away. It made me a little nervous before the last game when they broke off talks.
Yeah.
But I think the man just wanted to do business and take care of the other part of business after. So, and he's come out and said it too. But that's the name that jumps out the most.
Yeah, he's quoted as saying he wants to come back. The chat overwhelmingly agrees that Ernest is the top name on that list there. I mean, I think Jarran Reed had a good season. I mean, the problem is with a veteran like that, he's going to be probably expensive, maybe if you want to keep him, or I'm not sure. But I mean, he balls out every time he's with us, and he comes and he goes, he comes and he goes, but he's great.
That was the next name that jumped out. Jay Reed. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Michael. The other number that jumped, I mean, 60% of snaps. It wasn't crazy money, right? But the way he played, there's going to be some suitors out there and some people that are like, hey, we need interior D-line help. Yep. And I know the other number, 33 years old, so be 34 this season. But he takes care of himself. He looked better because I think, was it my first or second year I was coaching? We drafted him. He looked better this year physically than he did when he left Alabama. And it's crazy that, time flies, but man, I'm proud of that kid. And that is a guy we definitely need to get back.
I'm wondering who the chat would let test the market here. Put some names in there. What about Stone Forsyth here, left tackle? He played 37% of the snaps last year, but it just injured a lot, which obviously not his fault. He's not healthy, but what about a guy like that? A lot of people, they want to see him play all the time, but he's just not there.
Yeah, it's tough. Gotta think we're going to be focusing on the trenches, offensive line wise. So I don't know. And I don't know how well, even though he was hurt, which is admirable, he went out there and he gave everything he had. I don't know how many, people are going to be in line for a payday for him. But Trey Brown is a name, as I look at this list. Trey Brown, Josh Jobe, right?
Yep.
I mean, those two corners, and they played great. Those are guys that I feel other teams are going to look at pretty closely, just in terms of their playtime percentage. And they didn't cost a ton last year, but Trey Brown, he's a dog. Joe, man, he played great when he forced into action, because I think he went from practice squad to like starting in a week and a half, 2 weeks. So
yeah, he did. Yeah, and he competed well when he's in there. We liked his game.
Yep. Yeah. So those are like the main. Is there anybody else on there you see, partner?
Oh, well, I was gonna just kind of reset. Thank everyone for joining. Copy this link wherever you're watching, whether you're on Instagram, you're on Lofa's Twitter account, whether you're on YouTube. Copy the link, send it to your friends, send it to your Seahawks fanatics friends, even just football friends, and tell them that we're on right now, because the show doesn't officially start till we get to 100 viewers, Lofa. So let's go, everybody. Send this link around. How about more offensive linemen on there, though? Veteran Laken Tomlinson, he's on there. The guard.
Yeah.
I mean, 99.7% of your snaps.
That's damn good at 33. Right. Again, like, I don't think that price is going to stay the same. Last year's price is not today's price when you play that. And you have to go back and look at the grading, right? Because a lot of these teams, they rely so heavily on analytics to make those decisions. But still, I mean, 99% of 33, that is outstanding.
Yeah, totally. He was in there all season long. So I'm watching the chat here. Let's see. Elijah says Tomlinson has to go. Why? I wonder why.
Then he must know the grading, the Pro Football Focus grading.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. 12s for life. Get Jason Peters as an O-line coach.
I feel like he was an O-line coach. Did he get any snaps this year?
No, 0. I think it's 0 on the list. 0.
He was basically was an O-line coach. So
Chris Anderson believes Pharaoh Brown likely gone. Barely gets targeted, even when healthy. Yeah. I mean, the guy is a specimen. He's got silky mitts. had some great catches. We just don't ever throw tight ends the ball around here. I don't know what it is.
I mean, Fant had a great string of games, and he's the one that we actually, really are in that trade we were excited about, but he hasn't been used to his full potential. And then Bonner, he looks great. WrestleMania, Russ Brady just got to get healthy. Hopefully, Brady Russell, hopefully he's back. But Farrow, I think in the limited opportunity, he just truck sticks everybody, just runs them over. And I feel like someone's going to watch that tape and be like, hey, he actually moves well. He's like an extra tackle in some, pass pro situations. Just let's get him for a good amount and actually give him an opportunity.
Well, the thing about free agents and all this kind of stuff is you got to have cap space. And the Seahawks, we don't have any cap space, man. We are the opposite direction. What did we find out? We're number 30 or 28 or something like that. It's pretty high.
31.
Oh, yeah. Second.
Yeah. And there's a 32 team partner. Just for everyone out there trying to do the math.
Well, and also we're over by like $20 million or something. So it's kind of backwards. We're going to have to clear some space. And that means guys who aren't your free agents, most likely, you got to clear some space for. I think we have another list, but the chat can start filling it up with names that could possibly be on the move here. Because quite literally, we have to do it. It's not that you really want to sometimes. It's just that that's how the math works out, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I look at this, unless they have a plan, to move on without Geno, it's going to be a restructure of sort there, right there. Some kind of maybe a 1-year extension or 2, we'll see, because they're going to have to get somebody in place to groom underneath him, whether that's Howell or not. But I don't believe they move on from Geno. So he gets restructured. That'll give us a good amount, because they'll just take that they'll give him a signing bonus right away, and that moves it up off of the books. So Tyler Lockett, I don't want him to go anywhere. I don't think anyone wants him to go anywhere, but he's not going to take a pay cut again. He did it last year, and
and he shouldn't. He's a vet. Why not? He deserves it.
He was a team player to do it last year. To do it 2 years in a row, I don't see anyone doing that. So, and he has, at the end of his year press conference, he said, I fully plan on playing, after this year. So that's going to be tough.
Well, but I'm with you. I mean, like team friendly. Yeah, sure. You do it once. I think a lot of people at work, like overtime rules, things like that, different things at everybody's job. It's like you'll do things a certain number of times, but doing them too many times is just
now we're just getting disrespectful. Yeah,
right, exactly. So I think that's the case there. But I mean, man, if that was his last season, Mr. Seahawk, the whole time he was here, love him.
Oh, one of the greatest of all time.
Big Cat Leonard Williams, got to keep him.
He just got paid. Yeah, I don't see any kind of restructuring or anything. His numbers don't look crazy in terms of, the effect to the team.
No, he's in Hawaii just chilling, like
as he should be.
Absolutely. Draymond Jones.
That could be a conversation, much like Tyler was last year. Everyone loves him in the building, so I don't see, like him just being gone. But yeah, for the money and the production, there'll be a conversation there, and we'll see how it goes. But man, that D line, we're so deep with all these guys. That's something to build on too, So it's going to be tough to replace that if just the stuff that doesn't go on in the stat sheet, right? Taking double teams, and just all the other stuff that a lot of people just take for granted, right? And then you got Ernest Jones just flying around wreaking havoc.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Thanks for being here. It's an official show now, Lofa. This is an official episode, so congratulations, everybody around here, and everybody watching.
Nice.
Whether you're watching on our Instagram, or my Instagram or Lofa's Twitter or here on YouTube. We appreciate you guys being here and filling up the chat. I have to admit, and we didn't know how this would work with our interface here. I think we're only seeing the comments on YouTube. So if you're commenting on Instagram and all of that, I don't know if I'm able to see that in real time. But keep commenting.
You said some destinations won't get comments. Good call.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But anyway, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for filling up the viewership and filling up the chat. Copy the link, send it to your friends. We're talking Seahawks cap space right now, predominantly, because we got to clear some up, man. But I wonder who the chat wants to see us bring in. Are there free agent names out there that you guys are already at? And position of need, or just are you sort of playing fantasy GM and just like hoping and praying for certain names out there for the Seahawks to bring in? Wondering what the chat is thinking on that. I don't know, man. Like, what is the biggest position of need? I mean, I know offensive line, defensive line, but I mean,
okay. That was
where do you go first with this team?
You got to go O-line. I mean, it also depends on how good the draft is, which, good news, since guys are now 25 and 26 years old leaving college, they're seasoned vets by the time, what was I, in my third or fourth year by that age? It's kind of funny how it's working these days because, and we'll get into that when we cover the draft, but you have to go O-line. These drafts are going to be deeper now that guys are staying in college longer. With all the rules, the NIL, very few are just saying, you know what, I'm ready for the league. I'm going as a junior, a true junior, which is only like 20 years old, sometimes just turned 21. So there should be plenty of O and D line. There should be plenty at every position for that matter.
Let's see. AJ Spinks in the chat here. This must be on YouTube. Watching from 30,000 feet in the sky, airplane Wi-Fi doing work.
Wow.
Where are you going, AJ? Where's that
Good
flight to? I hope somewhere warm, man. It is cold even down here in California. Cool. I lost my train of thought because that's just so cool.
Well, O-line's got to be the focus. That's what, I just, it has to be. There were rankings the other day of where we've finished every year since like 2015, and it hasn't been pretty, So we've got to focus there. And other than that, like defensively, it's not that we won't take anybody, but we're pretty sound over there. Like, there's not a lot that we need. And another year together is just going to be that much more continuity over there, knowing the scheme and, the playing style of each other. So the chemistry is going to build, and I fully expect us to pick up right away, like high in the rankings, whereas we kind of start off pretty sluggish, a couple good games, but then everybody's like, we're playing backups and rookie quarterbacks. Okay. Then we got through a tough part of the season, but then we end up finishing somewhere around inside the top 15. Yeah. So, top half of the league. So I expect us to start there and then ascend higher.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I think like as the season went on, we clearly saw what they gelled into. On defense, I mean, you can always just add some depth on the defensive line. An edge rusher never hurts, obviously. And just for me, it'd be the other cornerback, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, who's the other CB? Because safeties, great. I think linebackers came into what they need to be. All that. Like, I'm with you on that. Offensively, it's just you can't bring in enough offensive linemen that have any sort of talent whatsoever.
Yeah.
We got to find ones that can be, consistent, healthily, hopefully, whatever. But like the same offensive line game after game after game, there's just too much shuffling going on.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the thing we'll address. I haven't even begun looking at offensive line. I always look straight at like linebackers because I was one, even though we don't have a need right there right now. So, but like defensively, it would probably be, guys that you can develop, like that, because there's not a need that I see over there.
What about some fun Seahawks trade rumors? Do you know that the dark parts of the internet like to put up these like potential trades and then just debate whether they would happen or not?
No, I don't have that much time on my hands.
Welcome to the offseason, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all you got.
All right, what do we got? What are these hypotheticals?
So I saw one that was DK. DK
Of course you did.
traded to the Chargers for a third, a fourth, and a seventh.
No, we're not going to get it. We're not going to get enough back out of. Yeah, that's that. Is there any other proposals, or is that it?
The Raiders, I saw a first and a fourth.
All right, that's closer. Right, we're getting warm. The other one was just freezing. The other one was just gross.
Well, I didn't come up with it. This is just like some.
Yeah. I'm not directing any energy towards you. It was whoever on the dark web was proposing that.
I have to be honest.
A real proposal.
I haven't seen anybody put any proposals out there that include players' names. It's just like him for a certain number of picks, which to me just always feels like you just never really know what you're getting back. So it's hard to.
Well, you don't. That's why the Rams, when they had a really good veteran team. And they won the Super Bowl, it was the whole F those picks, because they pretty much sold the whole draft to just get some players they needed. I think Ramsey probably came over in that, Leonard, Floyd. They got a bunch of guys that were basically short-term rentals because they're going to get paid. Ramsey might get paid there, but the other guys are going to get paid, elsewhere after they win a Super Bowl.
Sports Illustrated is predicting that DK will be traded to an AFC West team.
Which one?
I don't know. They just said an AFC West team.
I'm guessing it's the Raiders. Is Pete leaking this?
I don't know, but there's a lot of rumors out there. What do you guys think? Will DK be traded or not? I mean, you got to give us some Lofa. Wait, what is it? Nostra Lofa? Lofstradamus. I mean, regardless of what the details of it would be, will DK be traded or not this offseason?
Anything is possible, like for the right price. But if they're not bringing a first and another pick, which it's probably a first and a third, or even closer to a first and a second, or first and two picks from this draft and the next draft. Like that's, because of what he's just proven to be value-wise by taking on double teams, the majority of the time and still having a productive stat line. Like those guys they're valuable, even though in the stat sheet it doesn't look like they had a crazy year. It's like they did more than enough for the team.
Thank you guys for joining this afternoon and being here. The viewer number is going up and up and up. Thanks for watching on Instagram, X, YouTube Live, wherever you're watching. We do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thanks for filling up the chat over here. Copy and paste this link. Send it to your friends. AJ Spink says, headed home to the Bay Area from DC. He lives amongst the enemy. Go
to
on.
the Bay.
Where'd it go? 12s for Life is talking Tevin Jenkins, Kevin Zeitler, Mekhi Becton.
Ooh. Well, Zeitler, was it the Lions? He's up there in age too, but I mean, I think he played. I don't think he missed a game, which is impressive because he's got to be like 33 or something like that. Yeah, he's a dog, like just nasty, right? If Dan Campbell, brings you over there, then yeah. And then Becton too. Not sure where Jenkins is. 12s for Life. You're gonna have to tell me because you got me stumped there. But those are all great options and proven players.
Chris Anderson in the chat with like 5 R's in the word or. So let me do my best line reading here. Or DK and Jamie Sheriff to Minnesota for JJ McCarthy. Get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, he won a national championship.
Don't tell me you're actually thinking about that.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to think of like what he's done.
Okay, good. Me too.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I heard that he just had a meniscus tear and he sat out the whole season. I don't understand that, because if Sam Darnold doesn't have, if he goes a little farther in the playoffs, doesn't have those last 2 games yet, they're paying Sam Darnold and shipping JJ McCarthy out. Like, if they go to the NFC Championship instead of, losing to the Rams or whatever, like, that's a different conversation for JJ's future. I do like that he's young, but yeah, I just like meniscus tear. That was like a 2 to 3 week like surgery and get back out there and play, not like wait a whole off season. So I don't know if there's more going on with that knee, but then we're sitting here with Gino and JJ. I don't know. We still have the benefit of the rookie contract, so I'm thinking it through, right?
Yeah.
It's not terrible, but I just don't know if they would go for it.
Right.
Because they're not going to pay Sam Darnold.
With the wide receiver conversation, though, I don't think you get too much addition by subtraction if you're losing Tyler and you'd be losing DK. Like, who do would you be doing it for wide receivers? Because you're going to need to bring someone in at that point who's a top wide receiver. You can't lose both of those.
No.
I mean, even if you get one back, that person's got to be Superman. I mean, who's in the draft? I don't see anything there. So you can't lose both of them.
Yeah. Good point there. Agreed.
Hey, speaking of the Raiders, you want to just keep talking about the Raiders?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Well, supposedly Gino started following the Raiders on Instagram and posted a picture of him and Pete.
No.
Dark parts of the internet.
I can't tell if you're like me.
No, this happened.
Just frozen, or I'm frozen, or I'm frozen.
Many viewers, man, we're breaking the internet right now. Yeah, supposedly that happened. Do you care about anything like that, or is this all just like, sort of the WWE sort of soap opera storyline that is just stuff that people like me who stay up late at night on those weird chat rooms care about?
Yeah, I don't really read anything into it, just happy for his guy, that gave him a chance, right? And Gino will always be rooting for, when he's done playing, he's going to be always rooting for Pete and rooting for John Schneider, man. But so, yeah, I don't read too much into it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Actually, too, speaking of fun trades, I saw this yesterday, that the Commanders, back when we traded Russ, that the Commanders offered like 3 first-round picks for Russ, something like that, or at least the first-round pick that was Jaden Daniels. So the story I saw that went with it, they had like photoshopped Russ in a Commanders outfit, and then they photoshopped Daniels in a Seahawks outfit. But they're going, what could have been? I mean, we're at this point of the offseason, right? But still,
no, because that was 3 years ago when he got traded, and yeah, exactly. So just hear me out. With the 2 years that Gino had, they're not taking Jaden Daniels at second overall, and Jaden Daniels isn't dropping past second overall. So it's just like we're trading that pick and getting more picks, like 3 or 4 more picks in that draft. So there's no scenario, even though it became that technically that was the pick and we could have had it. It doesn't work like that, ladies and gentlemen.
No, but it's fun when you see it real quick on the internet.
No, not at all.
Who will be Pete's quarterback at the Raiders Southwest? Or sorry, at the Seahawks Southwest, called the Raiders. That is a good question. I told you I like O'Connell. But is he the future? Because I don't know. It's got to be going into his second or third year. So he has one good year. He has a Pro Bowl year, and they do well. Now you got to pay him. So you don't have any, benefit of a rookie contract. I think they're going to put pieces around him
and they'll see. And if he does well, you got to go far though. Like if you're going to pay that guy, you know, you got to go far and like at least to the championship game or the Super Bowl. That's, you know,
his quarterback week 1 will be Russell Ernest P.Q. Wilson.
really?
No doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see a reunion. I don't know. I feel like Russell has played well enough to say like, okay, yeah, I took $1 million last year because Pittsburgh had a good setup, right? They got a strong defense, running game, O-line, and I don't think he's willing to take, you know, the discount this year. We'll see. Like
he's already on the PR tour though. I can feel it coming. Like I think he was on McAfee this morning. They're asking him about Pete. He's of course just like, oh, my guy, and you know, he says all this, you know, he's doing the Russ talk about Pete and all that. And it just feels like the PR machine is gearing us up for a reunion in the silver and black that I don't know why I'm so excited for, but I would be very excited to watch.
It would be
sort of a way.
It would be, right? Fate, as fate would have it. Just a nasty breakup, and then they both go to several ways, and then they both find themselves on the same team together in a whole different city, fighting Jim Harbaugh again.
Well, what do you think Russ would bring to that team? I mean, you know, would that be a winner?
It's the intangibles. It's like the little things that every coach wants, like in instilling a winning culture. Because just like winning is a habit, so is losing, and so you have to just see who is there to compete and kick ass, right? Like who really believes. And you know, there's going to be some players they move on from, but just the little things in terms of getting there early. Like this is stuff I was talking about why Bobby Wagner is so crucial to the Commander's success. Like the film study that he has, him and KJ always had at like 5:36 a.m. Right, and then they knock that out for an hour, and then they go hit weights with the boys, and it's just those little things go a long way in getting everybody's buy-in. So that's ultimately what you need to do, and so I think this is why it makes sense to me.
How long do you think Pete coaches the Raiders for?
I mean, they've had, I don't know, I think they're paying 3 guys not to coach right now. So it's like he could be 1 year or 2 year and then gone. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to give him time. It's been wild.
Who will be in the NFL longer, Pete or Russ? At this point, who's got more?
It just takes. That's a tough one. It just takes 1 good year out of Pete to get that next contract. 1 year out of the 2 or 3 where they're just like, okay, we're on the right track. Here's a new payday. With Russ, like, I don't know any long-term deal is gonna happen. He's 34, 35, and just the numbers are slowly on the decline. I mean, he's still better than a lot of quarterbacks out there, man.
Yeah,
but it's just at some point the NFL just moves on from you. They don't care who you are, man. It's just a business.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, speaking of cap space, the Raiders on that list, the Raiders are number 2, I think, with the most cap space. So Pete is going into a situation where he's going to be able to make a lot of moves, and he's trying to attract people already. I don't know if you saw his press conference, but he's talking to Max Crosby, who was in the corner of the room, and he's like, "Hey, Max, come on, let's do this thing." You know, he's doing his best Pete pitchman type stuff, and he's going to get some guys there.
Oh, absolutely. And then especially like this younger generation, like if they're going into their second contract and they're offered a lot of money to, you know, join a known winner in Pete Carroll, you know, he's going to go after guys. I guarantee you that, you know, he always, whether it was at Seattle or most of these guys are already out that were when he was at SC, like out of the playing time or league, but he's going to go after guys that he's always like, man, that guy gave us problems, and what we could do with him. So it'll be interesting. But and then there's going to be trades, right? There's going to be some guys that just whether he or the team doesn't feel their buy-in, the organization doesn't feel the buy-in, they're going to be like, okay, this is somebody that still has great ball left in him. We could get something for him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, when he came in with the Seahawks, where they did 200 and I don't remember the exact number. It was over 200 moves, I think, right?
It was like 250, I think.
Something like that. Over under that for the Raiders.
I don't think that anyone in the history of ball ever competes with that number. Like, I don't think it's possible. I felt like even just watching John and Pete, that whole season, especially Pete, I felt like who's like always great at remembering names, like struggling to remember some people's names. That's how many moves were made. Hey, you 30, 32. Like, you just yell out a number. I just, that's too many, dude. There was a new guy in the locker next to me every week, and I felt so bad for them. And I just try to help them out the best I can. Just like, hey, this is over defense, under defense, and we generally don't call this bullshit, so don't worry about it.
Wow. We are both wearing the black and white, or it's close to black and silver. But trust me, this is a Seahawks show. I think that it's not like love for the Raiders. It's more like just a love for Pete that I have, and I root for Pete. I mean, just his energy, like the whole, I don't know, like I just was watching Marshawn talk about Pete, and the energy that he has even right now down there in Vegas is the same energy he had here with the Seahawks. And I don't know, I just find myself rooting for Pete wherever he goes and in whatever he does. And if he's going to bring in a bunch of former Seahawks, I'm going to talk about it. And I root for those guys, I think, too. We talked about on this show, like I went through my period with Russell Wilson where it's, it was dramatic between him and I. It was complicated. But I've come full circle even on that now, and maybe I'm just
some little Philly break your heart.
Maybe I'm just getting soft in my old age, But I'm just sort of nostalgic for these guys than anything else, and why not root for them wherever they go? Plus, they're in the AFC, so the best case scenario would just be us meeting them in the Super Bowl. I mean, how about that? Let's go.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. It's been cool to see all these guys, talk about it, because it was tough for all of them, right? When each person moved on to a different team, different city, and but what they had, right? Like chasing a championship, that's forever, man.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Sometimes it freezes and I don't know when it's gonna come back.
I know mine keeps glitching over here.
We got too many people on here, man. We're breaking the internet. Thank you guys for being here.
I like that.
From Instagram, from my Instagram, from Lofa's X, from our YouTube. Thank you guys for being here and filling up the chat. What do you guys want to talk about? You got questions, you got comments. Now's the time. Fill up the super chats. We'll bring them up here on the screen. We'll read them. If you got questions for Lofa, for anything from the world of the Seahawks, we brought in a new coordinator, Kubiak. We talked about him last week. We could touch on him again this week. Of course, there's our second favorite team, the Raiders, to talk about. But whatever you guys got, it's all fair game. Put it in the chat, and we can bring it up here on the screen. While you're doing that, let me tell you about Magic Mind. My bottle is empty, Lofa, because I'm out, man. I need another case. I'm out of Magic Mind. This stuff is a case. They're little shots. You just all at once. It's delicious. It's got like a citrusy, almost tropically flavor. No bad aftertaste at all. Reclaim your brain with Magic Mind. You get a sharper mind, lower stress, calming energy. It says right on it, 12 magical ingredients, and of course, it's all 100% organic and all the good stuff that's in there that you need. I won't read you all the big word names of stuff, but it's good stuff. You take it with your coffee, not instead of your coffee, and it just kicks off your day the right way. They also have a sleep aid, so you can get on a 24-hour cycle with Magic Mind. That's what we recommend, the daytime and the nighttime. Get 45% off of the Magic Mind bundle at the link magicmind.com/all caps all day Jan. That's 45% off the Magic Mind bundle at magicmind.com all day /all day Jan. And this stuff works, man. It's one of those things where, like, throughout the years, you'll hear people say, "Oh, take this, drink that, start doing this powder, this, blah, 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 blah," all these different things. And always I kind of do it and I go, I don't know if I really feel anything different or not. Like, actually feel something different. You might see results or something like that at some point, but this stuff actually does, you feel it and it feels good.
Yeah. I love it's got to be the B complex, the vitamin B. B2, 3, 12, and then C. Yeah. I took mine 30 minutes ago. It's usually when it kicks in for me. I'm just like happy.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Less
it looks
stress.
like
I like that.
Totals for Life in the chat says we're scheduled to play the Raiders in 2026, so not meaning like 26, 27 then? So maybe not next season, unless we meet in the Super Bowl, like I said.
Yeah, next season. Yeah,
that'd be cool. It's Q&A time, guys. Load up the super chats. We'll bring them up here on the screen. We'll talk about anything you guys want to talk about. It's a football-free sort of weekend, Lofa, and I don't know how to feel about that. What are your plans for this weekend?
I don't know. I don't even want to watch any other sport. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like it starts to dawn on you. It's like we're going back into the off season, and yeah, man, gross.
Yeah,
just gross.
The NBA is sort of just in that like weird time where nobody wants to defend anybody coming down the lane. You know?
Oh, I mean,
baseball's not there yet.
Yeah, but baseball look forward to, right? And good weather. But just football. Football is life. Man, I might just rewatch the entire season of the Seahawks this weekend. Just binge watch it.
The Senior Bowl is this weekend. There's a bit of an all-star game. There's also the Pro Bowl festivities as well. Will you be tuning into the Senior Bowl?
Well, should they still call it the Senior Bowl? Isn't it like juniors and seniors now? Right.
And some of them are doctors.
Yeah. I mean, they're all 26. They're only, just give them, they're going to make it through their rookie contract. And then, then hang them up. Oh, the hotline's ringing.
I turned it off. I don't know why that's on.
Okay. Never mind. Well, I thought we had a first time caller in.
First time, long time.
Yeah. Okay. 12 for life. Senior Bowl shade. Who do you like? Yeah. Give me some names since you're up on it.
Why don't you give me, while they're doing that, some Pro Bowl memories of you going with your boys back in the day? Because that was the traditional go to Hawaii and like play an actual game Pro Bowl, the old school style.
Yeah. It was amazing. You just get to sit there. I mean, your family's happy. And then, you're saying, no, we got hard practice and everything. So we just hanging out by the bar telling football stories. They're off shopping, doing stuff, right?
Yeah.
And, you might get some golf in. You just hang by the pool and just that. Those were times where you get to sit there and just back then anyways, everybody was just there because they love football. Like, it was in Hawaii. It was before, after the Super Bowl. So even the Super Bowl participants and champs went, right? And it was just like, it was a real reward for the hard work, right? Yeah. And I'll never forget sitting at a table with like Zach Thomas and Ray Lewis for hours just talking football. Like, I think we ate all 3 meals at that table, just exchanging notes on coordinators, talking about, opponents. And it was just everyone's dream. that loves football.
Yeah. Who are the guys like that? Were there guys, especially your first year going, that you hadn't even met yet, or like a Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, guys like that then you're like in the same room with or you're interacting with, and you're like, oh, that guy's personality is different than it is on TV, or whatever, things like that, or just you get to see those guys in a different space, which is really cool.
Yeah, no, they were all cool. Peyton's like, he's hilarious. Like everybody, even if he's beat your best team, like, and you hate him for life because of it, you still, when you meet him, you love him, and you just like, you see his personality. He's awesome. I'll tell you, I remember I walked up, I forget which Pro Bowl it was, but I walked up, I saw Ray Lewis and a couple other guys, Ed Reed, and I had known them from previous time, and just pulled up, sat down, started having a drink and some food with them. And I look around, there's about like 11 or 12 guys at these two tables, and it was all University of Miami Hurricanes. And I was like, holy shit. Yeah, I think we could like leave rest of the debate about what university just had. I mean, and like half of them were like Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers. So it was unreal to see, though. And a lot of them, they crossed over, just, I backed him up, and then he backed me up, and then I was like, holy shit, you're all here too now?
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. What about the game itself? I mean, I think we've talked about like Sean Taylor, going hard, like a Pete Rose style in a all-star game. But I mean, what was the vibe of the game? Like, were guys really competing out there? Was there like, behind the scenes, some stakes going on, like people betting each other literal stakes on the game, things like that?
I got to look it up. I think they were all one-score games, whether it was a touchdown or a field goal. And it wasn't like 60 to 55 like these other Pro Bowl games that we saw. It was people were going hard. Like everyone wanted that brand new Cadillac that was given out. Everybody wanted that extra 20 grand you get for winning. Otherwise, with all the family you fly out there, you're hoping to at least break even just to go play in that game. And like, yeah, when it got to the third, fourth quarter and it's close, it's like, all right, time to turn it on, fellas. Like, let's get serious. Like, no more goofing around. Like, get some stops on defense and offense, go score. So I think we won 2 and lost 1 in the 3 years I was there. But yeah, everybody, they had pride about them in how, we're pros. Like this, anytime you lace them up, whether it's preseason practice, regular season or postseason, especially, right? And then Pro Bowl, like we took that seriously.
Yeah. Did you win a Cadillac?
No. So actually, funny story. Well, depending on who you are. If you're Derek Brooks, this is funny. If you're me, it's not. So, they're running just real vanilla concepts, like just the regular stuff you see, like patterns. So I'm just like, there was a flat slant. So, I feathered and then tried to get back late, and it went off my hands. And I was just like, I had an interception. I know I'm at least making it close to that goal line. I don't know if I am making it to the goal line because everybody's a lot faster than me. But so Derek Brooks, like, I'm kind of on the sideline, and he's woofing. He's like, man, you don't have to bait these guys, man. The Pro Bowl is just like you. They know what you're doing. They know it's cover 3. I was like, chill, Derek, chill. Derek Brooks goes out on the very next drive, picks it off, goes 60 yards, touchdown. Guess who won the Cadillac? Derek Brooks. And I was like, okay, this is why he's going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's fun.
But it was cool. And then he gave me a jersey signed. So I got a Brooks. I got Lance Briggs. Who else? I got a couple other ones. Troy Polamalu. He owes me a jersey. Actually, I don't know if he ever got mine. Didn't get confirmation.
Oh, okay. Maybe you owe him one. Maybe that's why you never got one, because he never got his.
Yeah. You know what? That's a good point. Never thought about it like that. Patrick Willis owes me a jersey.
I think it's just those USC guys. It's that like laid back Southern California, I'll get around to it sometime kind of a thing, maybe.
Oh, no, he knows, because I was like, let's do the swap jerseys. And he was like, yeah, no problem. He's like, do you want the Pro Bowl, or do you want Pittsburgh? I was like, not Pittsburgh, Chief.
Never. No, not that one. Not going to take it.
Okay, we got some names in here. What do we got?
Yeah, what are we looking at here? You looking at 12s for life right there? I can put it up.
Yeah, that's the only one I can see right now. Okay. Okay. Tracker picking guys from the Senior Bowl. Okay. I haven't watched the Senior Bowl yet, but these are the names that stood out to you. All I know, Donovan Ezaraku, Boston College, DN, had like 16 and a half sacks this year. Phenomenal athlete, very strong. He's, only having 1 year of big production. I think that's what I saw in his stat line. Like when guys, and like it's tough because like you have like 2 sacks, 5 sacks. You like to see the steady incline, but then when someone jumps up to 16 and a half, it's like, okay, so is this something he can continue, like, or is he gonna have to start all the way back over when he gets to the league? Like, did it take a while for him to pick up the defense, right? And then whereas you see consistent performers, like if there's a guy that came in as a freshman, he had like 7, 8 sacks. Some of the, the great pass rushers, like Javon Curse, just all these guys that just go nuts. Like the whole time they're in college, it's like, okay, like the only reason they had low sack total their freshman year is because they weren't getting a lot of playing time, even though they were that dude. So, but like Aiden Hudson, he didn't put it together till late, but the guy was a physical specimen. He was probably 3 or 4 inches taller than Ezaraku. And but yeah, 12 for life. Good list. I'm gonna look up the other 2. But then that kid Mike Green that's turning heads out there. He's like 6'4", 250, and dude, he just moves like a cat on the film. Yeah. And then his the first clip they showed of him was him just flat backing one-on-ones, flat backed the kid from Oregon that's going to be like a first round pick. So it's like, okay, he's got that in the bag of tricks too.
Yeah, it looked like the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Take that, Oregon.
Oh man. But this dude, the I got to see what the linebackers are there, but the running backs, I've been watching a lot of running backs lately, and this is there's at least 12 guys that can help teams. And I would say probably a good 5. So Ginty, obviously.
Yeah.
Scatabo. I mean, he's probably going to be a later, like a 3rd or like end of the 2nd round, 3rd round pick. But then you're going to look up and be like, why wouldn't anybody take him earlier?
You think he's more than is he more though than like a Taysom Hill? Or is that about what you see him as? Or we've always talked about that other kid from Stanford before Christian McCaffrey, but who was that other kid, remember? Gerhardt, yeah, like kind of like that. Is he like that, or do you think he's more than that?
Yeah, I think he's more than Gerhardt. I think Gerhardt was a little high cut, and he had good speed straight away. I don't think he had as good of center of gravity for the contact balance. And in college, that's different, right? But again, I don't think Scatabo is going to break 7 tackles every handoff like he did in college. Like literally the first 2 or 3 guys do not get this guy down.
Yeah.
And kind of the same with Ginty. He went over and played Penn State, and everybody's like, oh, they shut him down. I was like, dude, go watch that tape again. Like it took the 3rd and 4th guy to get him to the ground, and just lucky he didn't see any daylight. That's the only thing, the downside with Scatabo is the straightaway speed's just not there, and everybody else is just even faster at the next level. But I don't think it'll be a problem. Like so the guy's just going to get, 7 and 8 yard gains continuously instead of, 20 and 30s. Like you only need 2 of those for a first down.
I think, me and the staff around here, like all the tens and tens of people that work on this show, Lofa, we're going to scour the internet, maybe find some of these guys' highlight reels or something. Maybe we just start putting them up here and talking through some of them from time to time. Some of these names, of the people that the family want us to take a look at,
Yeah. There's man, like the running backs, just kid from Iowa, Caleb Johnson, kid from Arkansas. I don't even know how to say his name, but beast. You'll know his name when he plays in the NFL. Kansas, Devin Neal. It's disrespectful and unfair, to compare them. He looked like Dalvin Cook to me, but doesn't have that top end gear. Okay, so Dalvin Cook was I think this kid, Neal, is actually a little heavier than Cook was. I think Cook was like probably about 215, maybe towards the end of his career, got up to like 220, but this kid is 220, and he just doesn't have that extra gear and then the contact balance. Arm tackles won't tackle this kid, but it's just really their vision. And when we show the highlights, man, he see things before they happen. And that's what I look for out of a running back is just, okay, we get him through the hole. We hope to get him through the hole untouched. And then now what he does after it, that's where you show your worth as a running back.
12 status, everybody. Delta. Is Delta Airlines the best airline in the world? Where's our guy that was on a plane? Are you on Delta? Are you signed up? Did you do 12 status? 12status.com? Where's AJ? Is it Delta? 12status.com, everybody. You get 1 free yard for every yard the Seahawks throw for, whether, Gino's throwing the ball or maybe JSN winds one up and completes a pass. It doesn't matter. You get Delta Sky Miles if you are a Washington State resident and if you are 18 years or older and if you are signed up at 12status.com. So make sure you do it. Get ready for next season already. It's 12status.com, everybody. Also, our merch store. Don't forget, we sell t-shirts, hoodies, hats, all kinds of different stuff for the All Day, in support of the All Day podcast over here. It's alldaybrand.co. And I think site-wide there's a discount going on right now. Everything must go, Lofa. Let's get rid of all of this inventory and clear the space for next season. So get over to alldaybrand.co and buy some merch for you or for a friend. Some of it is very much Seahawks related, and some of it is just sort of like some cool, like everyday or dare I say all day type styles and things like that. So go check it out and make a purchase or two over there for us. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Also simplyseattle.com. They're there too. Like this one. AJ. Oh yeah, outside of Washington, so no 12 status, but flies Delta. Yep. See.
Nice.
Airline in the world.
Gray Zabel looks really good.
Yep.
Okay. North Dakota State. I just looked them up. Yeah. I mean, our can't even remember his name, but backup center, Sundell. Is it Sundell? I think it is. He he looks good too, right? And he's from North Dakota State, and they got players, right? They have so many championships. I think Zabel's got like 2 or 3 since he's been there. And there's something to that championship pedigree. It's just what the sacrifice was, and you're a team guy, right? So it's hard to win a championship if anyone's pulling in the opposite direction. So yeah, I like him too. 12 for life.
What else do we got? I mean, without
PK looking for a Nico Kudaviz jersey at the store. Do you guys have any in stock? I'll see. I go to Nico's golf tournament every year. It's like a bunch of us retired guys. I'm going to see if he has one. I will get one for you.
That's a guarantee. Look at that.
Yeah.
Without too many super chats filled in here, I think we've pretty much covered it for today. What else you got before we get out of here?
Well, I'm going to watch the Senior Bowl now. Everybody, told me I have to. But yeah, I don't know. This is where I usually just watch a ton of film, and the running backs right now is where I'm at. And Devin Neal, that's a name that he's going to be, climbing up the draft boards. And then Giddens from Kansas State, just tough, really, really good running back. But the obvious ones there at the top, both the Ohio State kids, Henderson and Judkins, Ginty and Scatabo, and then there's one more, the kid from Hampton, from North Carolina. I mean, he's a beast too. So it'll be interesting after this year where Derrick Henry and Saquon really kind of revived the market. But I don't know if anybody has kind of what they have. Size, speed, right? You have some of them have speed, some of them have size, but that combination, if you have that home run hitter, Dalvin Cook, Adrian Peterson, and Henry Saquon, it's such a game changer.
Yeah. Well, draft season, especially after not this weekend, but next weekend, will be absolutely in full swing. There's so much to talk about, so much speculation. And I love all this kind of stuff because the offseason can be just as much fun as the regular season with all of these moves that get made. I mean, you would think the Seahawks make less moves because it's year 2 going into it, but maybe not. There could be a lot of moving pieces, and there always is in the NFL. The NFL is becoming like the NBA like that. More and more and more.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely is. And you never know who Kubiak wants. There might be some guys over there in New Orleans that he wants to bring with him, not just coaching staff, but players, right?
I'd be in for that.
So,
depending on who it is.
So we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being here all day, fam. That's it for us. We'll see you on Sunday, 9 p.m., regularly scheduled time, talking all kinds of ball, talking whatever rumors happen in the meantime, and taking your questions and comments, just like we always are. Right? We'll talk Senior Bowl.
Yeah. Ethan Haight with a Canadian Heisman. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
I'll go check that tape out. Yeah.
Taylor Elgersma. That's the quarterback.
Yeah.
Canadian Heisman. Thanks for watching.
You know what? I'll take him over everybody I saw in the NCAA. Yeah.
You guys are the best. Thanks to the family, whether you're watching on X, Instagram, my Instagram, our Instagram, Lofa's Twitter. This was awesome and a lot of fun. And we'll see you on Sunday.
Much love, y'all.